Okay, I've got an itch to build an all-out adventure bike. But before I do any of that, I've just got to praise how awesome people are. Yes. Okay, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeff and this is Downhill Smooth Tarmac. Today we're going to be building an awesome, well I hope it's going to be awesome, adventure bike using a Gary Fisher steel frame. What's even more awesome is I've been given the frame, been gifted it by a viewer, and it's really, really nice. Let me show you. Just check this out. It's a 26er Gary Fisher Ferris, and it has been gifted really kindly by my viewer, Simon, who just happens to be quite local to me and is incredibly generous. Not only did he offer me the frame, but he also gave me another frame and a seat post, and also a bucket load of ideas of how I want this bike to look for me, because this thing has been built many different ways by him and every single one of them has been awesome. So we're going to take this and build it into not a 26er but a 650B adventure bike. I'm going to be using some parts you've seen before and some that you haven't. As you can see, I did test fit this rack and it's already on, so I'm leaving it on. But I've got another thank you. This is mad. Just check this out as well. I've got something to review on this build. Yeah. Okay, so this is the other thing that I'm really excited to have been gifted. The amazing folks at Redshift have provided me with one of their Topshelf drop bars. Now, if you haven't seen these before, they're like a riser combined with the drop bar. They're quite funky looking, but for people like me that like to convert old mountain bikes into drop bar gravel and adventure machines, this could be a game changer, because I've got 70mm of rise here and a massive 53 centimetre wide bar. How awesome is that? And I can only thank the guys enough. I told them about what I do. They love the fact that I resurrect these bikes, and they thought their products, once again, like with the Genesis that they provided all the shock stop stuff for, that this would solve a problem. A lot of people have been looking at these on standard gravel bikes and stuff like that, and they're super wide, they're super comfortable, but for what we do, people who do these kind of builds, this could be a game changer, albeit it does look a bit, well, they do look a bit funny, don't they? But let's see how it looks on the bike when we put it together. But yeah, thank you Redshift once again. Okay, so I probably gave the game away with the Tiagra 10-speed shifters on the Redshift bars, but yeah, we're going to be running 10 speed, and I'm hoping with this little bit of SLX here, we'll have the right pull ratio along with those Tiagra shifters to give us 2x10. I've got just a regular old bottom pull top swinger. That's going to go on the front, and I'll show you the cranks. Cranks wise, we're going for some Truvative GXP Stilo SRAM type things with a 3622 or a 3422, something like that. This is going to do everything I need it to do, and these cranks were kindly donated by Dean, one of my neighbours, who I've resurrected these. The chain rings were pretty done, but the chain set itself has got a bit more life left in it, so we're going for a bit of that. So we're really mixing it up for this group set. Now, the wheels are where it gets a little bit more interesting, because I've not been indecisive, but I've had a bit of an idea. I've gone for 2 wheel sets, starting with this one. This is some El Guapo hubs 650B, El Guapo hubs with some WTB tubeless rims, and I've gone for some TPU tubes just because I had them, and some WTB Horizon Road Plus 47Cs. That is wheel set number 1. Wheel set number 2, I think, is going to be our main contender, and that, you might recognise these from the On1 650B conversion. DT Swiss rims. These were built up by Dave with Hope hubs. Really, really nice. Schwalbe G1 2.2 inch, just all round tyres and butyl tubes. I mentioned butyl tubes because we've had some bad TPU experiences lately and I might be changing my mind. But yeah, so we're going for 2 wheel sets, and the aim of the game is that both sets will be interchangeable. So we've got like a Road Plus light set and then the nice gravel set, and even I've got some Race King 2 inches and another set of wheels, so I could have a 3 wheel set option for this bad boy. But yeah, these are the ones we're going to work with for the build, and then we'll show you it with the Road Plus wheels as well. So there we go, that's the build. Apart from the fork. Okay, now the fork wasn't my original contender, but it's the only thing I've got to work with. You know, times are tight, can't just keep buying stuff for every bike I build. I'll be skinned. Well, more skinned than I already am. So I'm going for, also off the On1 650B conversion, this aluminium fork and the good old Specialized pizza rack. Like I said, I want this thing to be a load lugger. So this is going straight on, steer is nice and long, and we've got a fresh FSA cartridge headset installed, ready to start the build. Okay, so there we go. We've got a plan, we've got some components, we've got an awesome frame. Oh, did I mention it's got an eccentric bottom bracket as well, which is really cool. We're not going to need that for this build, but you never know if I go single speed again. It's all there ready for me. This is one hell of a frame. It's going to be one hell of a bike. So let's get the forks in, the wheels in, start building this up. And you can see those Redshift handlebars in place as well. Here we go. Okay, so job one for us is going to be to get some decent quality lubricant in, get our cartridge bearings in place, along with our steerer tube and everything else. So as I say, I've got a nice fresh FSA headset to go on here. And the fork's got this handy pizza rack for me to handle it without getting grease all over me. It's lovely. So I'm going to just put a little bit of grease there. I'm going to get our bottom bearing, put that in place. I'm going to slide the fork up. Oh yes. Make sure this fits nicely, which it does. Top bearing, top cap. Look at that, beautiful. Carbon spacer, handlebars. Ooh, hang on a minute. I need another spacer. Oh my God, I've even got an FSA top cap. Is unheard of. So there we go. So we've got a headset in there. Next up, let's get a seat post in so we can start getting this clamped in the frame. Just going to put a little bit of anti-seize in the seat tube, ready for that seat post. Simon also kindly gifted the seat post to the channel as well, and it's a gusset high tower. You can't go wrong with a gusset high tower. I don't think we're going to need some of the high tower element though, really. So there we go. Right, let's get it back in the stand properly. This is terrible. Okay, so before I put the wheels in, next thing I'm going to do is just put this chain set in place. I have had a cheeky test fit of this because I've had to rebuild a GXP bottom bracket to fit it. I think it's going to be okay. This GXP chain set, I'm just putting a little bit of extra grease on there, just a little bit of low friction grease, just to help it on its way. It's certainly had a fair old life, this has. It's got some good wear around it, but I think it'll do us for this for a bit longer. It's got life to go. So let's push that onto there, slide that in and make sure it fits, and we've got a good chain line, which we have. And now we can go right ahead, fit our other arm and clamp it on. Now, if you haven't done one of these GXPs before, we're looking for a good torque of about 40 to 50 Newton meters on here to get it all locked in place. Oh, I'll do my torquing at the end, I think. There we go. Oh, bloody hell, that's tight. I think that'll go again. My rebuilt bottom bracket isn't too bad at all. Excellent. Next job is to get these wheels in. We're going to go with, as I said before, the fatter of the two wheel options. So we've got the Hope Pro Evo hubs laced to DT Swiss rims. Hoping. Now Simon told me that this bike will take 650B. He's already done it himself, so I know we're not going to have any problems. Lovely. Plenty of clearance there for what we want. Smashing. Let's put the front one in. There we go. With those wheels in, it's now time to get our drivetrain rolling. Got this nice clean SLX. I've had this for a long time. This was on my Mongoose Takali many years ago. I'm hoping it's going to have the right ratio. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm pretty sure 10-speed Tiagra from this era is 9-speed pull. So hopefully this will work. If it doesn't, I've got something a bit roadier. But this looks badass cool. So now we need a front mech. And just realised I haven't got one. Okay, so I've had to fit a Brazon 8-speed XT front derailleur with a Brazon mount. This has been a really lucky find because I think this is going to enable us to run a 2x with the 650B wheel because tolerances are a little close here, which is to be expected. So with this setup, we can just move the derailleur away enough that we've got our top pull, which is absolutely fine, and we've got clearance for the tyre to run nicely. Right, let's put a chain on, see where we are. Okay, so like those other parts that I said we were reusing, the 10-speed chain is no different. Now, this has been on the GT Palomar build, which means that it had a bit of time through the winter. So my biggest concern is that it was a little bit stiff rather than a little bit worn. So what I ended up doing is just giving it a good soak in oil in the hope that we can bring it back to life again. And it seems fine. It's not actually done a great deal of mileage. So let's see where we are with this lovely long cage derailleur and our chain length, because we were running a much longer chain set on the other build. So go there. So I'm going to lose a couple of links. So let's get this chain in place and see. Little slack there. I have to take one more out of that. Right, so we're going to take one more link out, I think, just to give us the tension we need, because the aim is to try and be able to use all the gears, obviously. And there we go. First look with the chain in place. Spin that up. Chain a bit of a wipe down. Lovely. So out back, we've got 1136. Up front, got 2436. Like I say, this is adventure bike vibes. So load carrying, nice, easy gears. Have a quick look at the limit while we're back here. Lovely. Okay, so with our drivetrain in place, it's now time to fit some stoppers. Going with TRP rotors because I've got some and they look nice. There we go, right. That's interesting. When I did the Palomar build, I must have flipped the mount to make it work with the weird angle of the A to Z adapter and totally forgot about it. So yeah, running 160 rotors. It'd be nice to have something a bit bigger and a more powerful brake, but for now, we'll go with the Pro Maxes. Hopefully these will do the job all right. Just gently cinch them up into place for now. We'll do a proper setup once we've got the cables in place. Nice. To the front of the bike. Okay, so there's a small part of me that is always an optimist in this world. This is going to fit without a change of cable. This is marvellous news. Ah, yeah. Oh, these have been out for the winter. My word. shit bolt situation here. Let's pinch another one off the mount. Oh, it doesn't work yet, but it's in place. Okay, so we might have got lucky with the front brake fitting straight on, but the back one, sadly not. So I'm going to go take all this old tape off this bar. As you might have guessed, I had different plans for this Redshift bar for a while, and obviously we're now going a different way. So I'm going to get a full length of brake outer for this. Hopefully I've got a piece long enough to go all the way from the handlebar down. No, not that one. It's going to need to be longer than that. There, all the way along. A little bit extra to get us down to the end there and up to that bit. So about there will do us. Let's give that a snipperoo. Drop of oil down that. We hadn't checked as if the gear cable's long enough. It just is, although that's a touch long, so I'm going to take a little bit more off that. Obviously incredibly well prepared for this situation. Well done, Jeff. Let's get some zip ties and get this set up. Yeah, perfect. Lovely stuff. Okay, so I've got the cable routed all the way down the bike, and I've got the brake at the back just connected up, just preliminarily, just so we've got that rolling. Right, this bike is flying together. The routing's been really nice that we've done a full cable. I wasn't able to use the bottom mount because I need a nice smooth line for the cable brake, otherwise the performance will be pretty poor. So we've gone for just using it with a nice straight line there, protected by the rack anyway. Okay, so those brakes are pretty much done and we're pretty much ready to move on to the gears. But before I do that, I'm going to go full public service announcement. If you're enjoying this video and this kind of content, make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe and comment about the bike. Really helps my channel to grow. Okay, so before we do the gears, because this is Tiagra 4600, bar tape first, it's easier.
My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her mattress.
Okay, so there we go. Bar tape in place. I actually wrapped it in a slightly different way than I normally do, using a little cheat strip, because I thought I was going to need loads and loads of it, but actually I could have done it in my normal figure of 8 pattern. Anyway, right, it's time to get the gears working. I'm going to start with the rear of the bike. Let's get that index in. Now I think the existing cabling is probably going to work for us. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to start by getting everything into place and see what we got. Yes, we're just going to need a couple of bits out back. Okay, now because this is top routed, this gear cable, I need 2 pieces. I need a piece to go across from the top tube to the seat stay, like this. Hopefully I've got the length right. Yeah, there we go, lovely. Want it to just sit nicely under there, out of the way. And we've got another piece that's going to go to our SLX derailleur. You'll notice with this SLX, there's no barrel adjuster, and because we're using it with a road bike derailleur, we need to make sure that we've got a barrel adjuster in the line somewhere, which I've already got. And because this is Tiagra 4600, it's nice and accessible at the same time. That cable a clamp, and then we'll see if it works. Snip the extra. Lovely. Right, let's see if it works. Okay, so let's have a go and see if this indexes. Oh, no. Not for a start, because I've got loads of cable slack, you whacker. Right, let's see if we've got some clicks. So, spin this up and see if we get our click straight away. Well, not quite. So I'm just adjusting the cable tension at the front end. What I'm looking for is one click and one lift. Perfect. And that is the beauty of the gear setup that I've gone for. And I feel like I should explain a little bit more about that. So when it comes to my 10-speed conversions, I like to use, when I do a drop bar, Tiagra 4600. And there's an absolute reason for that. It's because this is the last of the 10-speed Tiagra that has the same pull ratio as 9-speed mountain, which means we can use a long cage mech, nice and juicy looking bit of Mega 9 Shimano, and it will work. And on top of that, we don't have any shifting issues. And with this gear cable router being on the outside, it also means it's really easy to adjust and add an inline adjuster, which you can just see there at the edge of the, there, look. Add an inline adjuster and you're sorted. Okay, so while out back, we managed to reuse our gear cable as well as a load of the outer. Unfortunately for the front, we've not been so lucky. The routing's just too different. So we've got a brand new stainless cable in here ready to pull this derailleur upwards. I hope. I really hope. I'm hoping that this is going to be a fairly straightforward operation. There's only one way to find out. Let's try it. Right. Well, that's flipping impressive. Let's get some high limit on the go and see what we got. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's just give that one more check. I think we got it. Yeah, lovely. Not quite lifting there, so just give it a little bit of a twizzle on the barrel adjuster. That shifts lovely, that. Just a little tweak. There we go. Beautiful. What a combo. Lovely. Oh yes, check out my Gary Fisher. This thing is looking awesome, and I've just been for a quick spin around the block, and I'm going to make lots of positive noises because this thing, it's a little heavy, but it is very, very cool. I think it's turned out great. This is the wheel set I'm going to start with. Might use the other one if needs be. I've also found some 2.1 inch Vittoria Gattos that are like a lightweight cross tyre. Hi Perry. Don't mind the dog. It's starting to rain, you Burke. Come on, sit down. Yes, good. Good. Perry also approves of the bike, don't you? Yeah? Is it a good bike? Yes, good bike. Yeah, so we've gone with those 650B wheels, that 2x10 drivetrain, and we've got a matching set of wheels that, as I say, I can use some other tyres on. No problem at all. The racking suits the bike perfectly, and then there's the Redshift Topshelf bars, which I'm so grateful once again to Redshift for supplying. They feel incredible. That 53cm width is awesome, and wrapped up, they don't look too bad at all, and you can feel that 70mm rise is really, really good. All that's left to do now is get out and ride it, and it's definitely going to have an adventure all its own, especially with all this rack work on it. Let's get it loaded up, see what it's capable of. At the very least, let's get out on the trails while they're still dry. So there we go. The gearing, spoke about the Tiagra 4600 and the SLX 9-speed rear mech work perfectly with a bit of 8-speed XT shifting things up front with a SRAM Stilo GXP chainset. A good mixed bag. That's how we like it. Oh, let's not forget the Hope Pro 2 hubs in the wheels as well. They're pretty decent. So all in all, a great build around an awesome frame, and I'm really grateful to Simon for donating it to the channel. It's certainly going to get some use, that's for sure. Are you all right there, mate? Yeah? It's very hard to do a sign off with a Labrador dog. You're a good foster pup, aren't you? Anyway, I'm going to sign off and say, hope your next ride is downhill smooth tarmac. Keep wheel spinning, keep your rubber on the road or your knobblies out on that trail. Be safe out there. Remember to be a good human being first and even better cyclist second. Stop and help each other. What are you eating? Remember to stop and help people. Be a good human being first and even better cyclist second. If you get a minute, it'd be amazing if you could like and subscribe. Really helps the channel to grow. And also comment. Tell me what you think of the build. Do you like it? Do you want to see it stay like this or go back to being a flat bar mountain bike? Because I'm happy to build it again. This thing's got so much potential. Anyways, enough waffle from me. If you can do all that, it's great, but don't let any of it get in the way of you getting out and riding your bike. Until next time, it's been Downhill Smooth Tarmac. Don't know what you're eating. Thanks for watching. What you eating? What you eating, eh? What's this? Yeah.